Welcome to the Christmas edition of Studio Chatter. It's about time to get our kerchiefs and eggnog. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
I am ready.
Do you like eggnog?
I do. Eggnog
Ooh.
with Sprite. That was a tradition growing up in my family. Well, my dad
Really?
made a concoction, okay?
Eggnog and Sprite.
There's special
A
eggnog.
concoction, yes, it was. So he did eggnog with Sprite,
Okay.
and then he'd put a little nutmeg, and then he'd get rum, like rum extract, and pour that in there
I was
with
like,
a
wait,
little
the real thing?
No, I wish. Rum extract with some vanilla ice cream and just
with
mix
ice
that all
around.
up, and it would get a
Okay.
little fluffy, and we had that every Christmas day.
I feel like I need to try this.
Right? Isn't that a great concoction?
No.
I've heard
I think
people make.
I think maybe the rum
Natasha's
extract.
not-
I used to think as a little girl that was bad. Like,
You were getting real rum.
yes,
Oh, and you got to drink it with
I
ice
did.
cream.
The only time
Yeah.
all year long that I ever remember
I just think
rum
it
extract.
smells weird, and it's like cheese curds to me. It's just
But
everything
all
about
mixed
it.
together.
Well, that's
the
why you
eggnog.
put-
But if you've never had it, then you definitely need to try it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's maybe even one of those things that you could sip like by age, or you could
Yes.
learn to love.
No, my son-in-law loves it.
Okay.
But most importantly, you need to have a moose mug.
this is true.
drink it out
This
of.
is true.
You
Yes.
should if you really
You
want to do
should,
the tradition.
if you want the real thing.
Just like Cousin Eddie, right?
Yes,
There you
yes,
go.
yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Ooh, sparkling rose.
It is not eggnog,
What?
but
And
it
orange
is
sticks?
better.
It's better for you.
It's
yeah.
better.
Better
It's
than
pink.
eggnog. Yes. Oh, I love these
Oh,
cookies.
pink and red.
pink.
Oh, I know.
Someone else want to
Swirled.
pour this
Sure.
evening?
Yes.
Yes.
I do love orange sticks, guys. Okay, that's a tradition in our family.
Is orange sticks.
Yes,
Was it?
Or
At
do you
Christmas
do
time, my mom
the
would do them.
chocolate oranges?
and we do the chocolate
And then you
oranges.
do the chocolate oranges too?
Yes. So my parents used to put a real orange in our stocking.
Mine
but
too,
as I
yeah.
started to do my children's, I found the chocolate oranges
Were better?
So yeah, I unwrapped those and put a couple.
Put those
now
in
Bo
there?
was like, "What's gonna happen? Will Santa bring me my oranges?" It's like, hopefully he will.
Oh, yes.
So the orange sticks and the raspberry sticks, and is there another stick? I feel like there's a couple of them.
Isn't there a peppermint
Is there a peppermint? Totally remind me of my grandparents' house.
Yes.
So my
Yes.
grandpa would sit in his recliner with the remote and the box of orange sticks.
Right by
were right
the chair.
there. And yes, if you were special, special grandchild, you got to have, an orange stick.
We know
or two,
Natasha
yes.
was a special
Did you like it?
grandchild.
Well,
Did you
I
like
was-
it back then?
I
Did you
think so.
partake?
I mean, I think I probably transitioned. I like the raspberry sticks. I don't love orange so much. I don't know why.
Okay.
Maybe it's just a thing, but yes. Always the orange in the stocking and a $1 bill.
And a $1
$1
bill.
bill.
Oh, I love that. My Santa put nuts and candies in it, and we had a nutcracker, like nutcracker.
Oh, and then
Yes.
you could literally crack them
your nut.
with. Yes. Be perfect.
Yes, the almonds and the walnuts.
The walnuts, yes.
But I did not do that. Our Santa growing up with our children did not do that.
Okay.
Okay, but do
We
you,
did candy.
You know the song about chestnuts roasting on an open fire? You know that song?
Yes.
So when we went to Europe, we tried the real, the
Oh,
chestnuts.
okay.
And
They were so gross.
were they?
Yes.
Okay, like
The people that came from Europe that immigrated here were like, we're gonna leave that right there.
that was horrible. So do they roast it with the shell on it, and then you crack it open?
Yeah, yeah.
But they were just bad.
But I wonder back then. I mean, the nuts had protein. They were probably like, this is
Trying to make it
that's
like,
what you
taste
had.
better.
And even just their toys and stuff were just these little made out of shells. The shells from the nuts. They would make little toys with them
Little
because they didn't
creatures.
have a lot.
Okay.
Well, that
So-
makes me feel sad.
Along the lines with the nuts.
Yeah.
New topic.
Yep. Okay, so growing up, I felt like when I go back to those memories of childhood, like I would have to go to multiple grandmas. Like, and we would sometimes split it up, like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, but I felt like I was like trying to do multiples, maybe.
Okay.
So I remember at Grammy's house, she lived in a townhome, and my dad had 7 siblings, and we all had kids. We would
In a
all
townhome.
stuff in that townhome. It was 3 level, but her basement was unfinished. but she had a rug out. And I just
toys.
remember we would all gather and have this yummy feel. You know, it was this little teeny home. And we were all
Tight-knit.
stuck
Yes, I
in
love
there.
that.
And she would give us like something really simple. I can't even remember. It was simple, but I remember going down with my cousins into that basement and just playing. And I'm sure it was this big, right? But it just felt like beautiful and wonderful. Such endearing memories. Then I would go to my mom's side, and I remember my grandmother's tree was white flocked always, and then she had one of those colorful light wheels that would turn, and it would
Oh.
like make the tree colored like pink and blue and green.
Isn't that funny how you remember tree decorations from your? Do you remember your grandparents' tree decorations?
Yes, so they were hand crocheted. She had crocheted all of her Christmas ornaments. And then I was trying to explain to my children the other day about an actual flocked tree, like the texture of the
A
tree.
real one?
A real one,
Yes.
yes. But my grandma also used like the can, like when you would
The
just spray
aerosol
it
can?
with yeah. And then she did all of the windows too, but all of it was very, very much homemade. But I mean, it was really cool if you had like a flocked tree. It was a live tree, then it was flocked, but do they even do that now?
I remember that my mom started getting a flock tree.
Okay.
Would go, our neighbors down the street did trees.
Okay.
And then you would pick out your tree, and then they would take it into their garage where they had this big thing, and then they'd spray it with the flock.
Yeah, okay,
And I
yes.
remember we felt pretty cool because we had a flock tree. But I have always had a green, but my girls, Mallory bought a flocked one.
Okay. Well,
I
most
didn't
Full
know
one.
they did that with real trees.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. And if you had a live tree, I mean, everybody had a live tree.
Yes.
I mean, even if you went out
Yes.
and picked your own tree and brought it back, and then somebody did do the flocking, and I remember watering the tree.
Oh, yes.
Like you
That was
had
the
to have
worst.
water in the base, and then if you wanted to keep the tree alive, so your house didn't burn down during Christmas, then you would put aspirin, I think, into the
Oh my
water.
gosh,
do you remember
No.
this? No,
No,
to
I
like
do
keep
not
it
know
alive.
this.
And then I
Aspirin?
remember
A
I
baby
think it was
aspirin?
baby aspirin in the water.
Keeps
It
the
did
arteries
something-
not from clogging.
Maybe it makes
oh
it
my
like
gosh! But
oxygenated or
the
something.
tree was always a thing though, right? Because they were
Yes.
live. So then if you went out to pick your own, then you might get sap all over. So then mom and
We
dad
would.
were like sticky
Pine gum.
and
I
fighting
used
about
pine
it.
gum every
Yeah.
year.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
And then when it was takedown time, if you had the flocking, then you had to wrap it in the big plastic thing, and dad was dragging it out of the house.
It was
So
horrible, and pine needles everywhere.
yes.
And just, I remember my first home, I did a real tree for a few
Okay.
years. And then our very first Christmas together, we snowmobiled up with some of our friends, and we got up there to cut down our tree, and we did not have an axe. But my husband had a shotgun because, of course, it's goose season or something. We shotgun down our first tree. It was,
This is the
whatever
best story.
works. I was
Whatever
like,
works.
Whatever, threw that baby on. That, yeah,
Oh, my
country buff.
goodness.
But
I
that
love
was a
that.
good-
Wait,
that was
how
a
many
good story.
shots did it take?
I have no idea. I feel like he did one, and then I was like too scared, so I think he just like.
oh my gosh. Okay.
But that was a good memory.
So the decorations, okay,
Mm-hmm.
transitioning to Christmas dinner. Do you remember dinner at Grandma's house?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What do you remember?
The rolls, my
Okay.
grandma always made homemade rolls, and they were always the very best. And she had homemade jam. She did raspberry and rhubarb strawberry jam. And I've never been able to find her rhubarb strawberry jam recipe. And I'm really sad about that.
You need to find it.
It was my favorite, the rhubarb
makes my
strawberry.
mouth water.
And then she would do pies, but her pies were the like banana cream and the chilled pies, not the not a pumpkin
the
pie.
hot pies.
Not the hot pies, not the apple pie or cherry, and none of those. She just liked the crust and then the pudding and
Ooh, that
coconut
sounds
cream
yummy.
and banana cream pie.
And all of it was completely
Delicious.
homemade. And I just
Oh, yes.
remember, well, I grew up next to my grandparents. So being an only, like all of my cousins would come in and then we'd squish, you'd have the kids. The
Kids'
kids'
table.
table, yes, the card table, and they'd be set aside, but then everybody being squished together and eating the big meal. But I remember specifically too, even with that many people in such a small space, my grandma insisted that we still use like real
China.
I don't even know if it was China. Maybe it was even like Corral.
just her nice
But
stuff.
taking our
The
turn,
nice
like
dishes.
you know, there was the whole line of somebody doing the dishes, doing the rinsing, and then you do the drying, and then you would do a whole thing again with the dessert. So I mean,
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Did you pass around like the potatoes, the gravy in dishes?
Yes.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Everything was at the table, and
Yeah,
you
it
pass
wasn't
it
buffet
around.
style. Now I feel like
You
we
dish
do
up and
buffet.
pass it around. Yeah, because
Yep.
now it's buffet. It's like, okay, everything's on the counter. You guys get up and do it.
it has
And then we
totally
sit
changed
down.
that
Right?
way. Yes.
But
yeah.
back in the day, you sat down. Even my grandma, like after a big crazy Christmas Eve, then Christmas Day, she would cook a full-on like ham dinner with mashed potatoes, and we would sit down formally. But
And then everything
Rhett's
was in
family
a
still
nice room.
does that. She does like a filet mignon on Christmas Eve, always mashed potatoes, all the dill. And as it's grown, we're like down to like 5 tables. We have to put all the kids at different tables, but it's kind of one of those traditions. Like the food just brings back all the memories of years past, and that does for Rhett's family. That was
So
I don't know,
much
something
fun.
that I really loved. But it was funny when we were younger, so we'd bar hop from like my mom to his mom, right? All the places. But then when his grandmother was still alive, we used to have to be at Grandma's house at 10 a.m. on Christmas Day. And his aunt had never been married, and she would do a fishing pond for the kids.
Oh,
and
how cute.
It was so cute, but she would gather like chips and bananas and like just all these random snacks and put them in like trash bags, like a kitchen trash bag. And then they had like the sheet, and then you'd throw over your hook, and then she'd put one of these
remember
big
the trip.
bags and come back. And yeah, sometimes the fruit wasn't so good anymore.
That was old 3 days ago or a week ago.
I did not continue that tradition, but it's something fun that
So
I
what
look
about
back
new
at.
traditions?
Yeah.
What are you doing with your family now? So now we're buffet style, so that's changed. Some of us
Do
are
you like
using-
that more, buffet style? Is it
I think
because
it's easier
Because it's
we're
easier.
multiple tables and
Yeah. Because then it's hard to how do you pass around?
and then we can keep it warm in like crock pots and stuff like that if we're doing multiple.
yeah.
I don't know.
I just don't want to have to wash extra dishes because you cook it in one, and then they would put it in this nice, pretty dish that was passed around the table.
that you would then do.
That you would then
But I
dishwash,
even
hand
remember,
wash.
like the blocks of butter being like at each of the little tables, and then the salt and pepper there, and I mean,
That
it was just
nostalgia of like the 50s, how they were raised and how they did stuff is just so awesome.
Oh, do you even remember maybe even going to Christmas parties at your ward and the crocheted little bags that you would take your dishes?
No,
no?
I'm not remembering that.
Okay, you would take your own dishes
Yeah.
to like the ward party, and you would carry them in your own little container. And it was kind of the buffet style, maybe
my
then.
The
but-
oven mitts were crocheted though.
I do
Yes,
remember
yes.
this. I do. Let's see. Okay. Christmas traditions that I've continued. My mother did breakfast for dinner,
Okay.
and we loved it. Like pancakes or waffles and hash browns and eggs and bacon. And we used to have that Christmas morning. Then as we started to get married, when we would come together, she would still do that as a meal because we all loved it and missed that tradition of being at her home Christmas morning. I have continued that with my kids now. So I get them, I get my marrieds either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and we've decided no matter which day it is, we will cook the same meal.
It's a breakfast.
Breakfast for
love
dinner.
that.
Yep. So
Breakfast for dinner.
that is really fun. And then something that I just want to bring up about Studio Chatter. So 5 years ago, my mother passed, and the evening before she passed, we filmed our Christmas episode down at the Riverwoods, and it was just a really magical, like kind of spiritual night for me. And we met Santa, who was a little bit funny, and then we took our lovely picture by the fire, which
Yes.
was just, I hold that picture near and dear because it reminds me of her. But that year when she passed, my sister carried on my mother's tradition of making stained glass, which I feel like is a lost art.
Wow.
And she made us all that year an angel to remember our mother. And we had my mom do her thumbprint on a card, and we copied that off for everyone and gave it to him. And then this year was her 5 years of passing, and me and my little sister were just both struggling, and we decided to do this silly boutique that neither one of us had time for. But we started doing the stained glass, and we're like, it was Mom. Mom needed to be a part of our Christmas story. So that is just a really neat tradition and something sentimental.
That's
that
very
always
That is
remember.
so
Yep.
cool.
She's our angel.
I do remember that
Yep.
evening, and I still love that picture.
Yep.
Yeah.
It has all the feels. It was really neat, really magical. Do you guys have any others that stand out to you? Christmases or?
Well, we're still doing our traditions.
Okay.
So we kind of do a girls' night overnight in Salt Lake City. We go to the Nutcracker. So my mom is still participating, and we're doing the matching clothes.
Did you
We're-
two do it growing up together too?
No.
Like before Barrett?
Nope, it's kind of all started with Barrett. So we started taking her, and then we kind of invited some others into the circle that maybe they have lost their moms. And it's grown a little bit, but it's kind of our thing, and we love it.
I love that.
So
I love
girls'
starting
night
a new
out into the
tradition.
Nutcracker. I love the Nutcracker.
I do too. It's magic, right?
It is. It makes me think of all the movies, the Christmas movies, and some of my favorite ones was watching like the Mickey Mouse with Mr. Scrooge.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
so I loved that one. It was short, but I just rewatching that just reminds me so much of Christmas because we always watched the cartoons and the old Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer
my
that
gosh.
looked like claymation.
Yes.
What was that? That was
Yes.
Isn't that great how those movies like throw you back?
my kids
Totally.
watch them. Even my kids watch them now.
Totally nostalgic. All right. Well, one of our favorite Studio Chatter traditions is getting to visit with the head elf. We have an appointment.
Let's go!
Well, hello, Santa.
Well, Merry Christmas.
It seems that we made our appointment. Are we right on time?
You are all right on time. Thank you so much. 'Tis the season.
Tis the
Straight from the
season.
North Pole.
Straight from the North Pole.
Just
Could
nice
not
to
be
be
happier to be
forward.
here in Spanish Fork with you all.
Well, it's been 1 whole year since we saw you last.
That's hard to believe.
Isn't
I
that
know.
crazy? What
It
have
is
you been
crazy.
up to, Santa? Just laying low?
I wish I was laying low. No, it's been busy. More people, more presents, more wonderful elves. The reindeer have grown. I mean, I could go on and on. It's been busy.
Are the elves been helpful this year for you, or do they get naughty sometimes?
Sometimes they get naughty.
Do they
Yeah.
get flustered
They do.
with
They
all
do.
the busy work?
And Angie's wondering if you could let us know which list we're all on this year.
Oh, really? So we'd like to
Yes.
get a check-in.
Let's just check that off first.
Well, we are 7 days from Christmas, and so, well, I can confirm that you've all been more naughty than nice.
Oh.
I mean, nice than naughty.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So
Yes.
congratulations.
We always want to be on the nice list.
It looks like I will be visiting
Oh, excellent.
all of you in 7 days, so
Well, it seems that you've probably have been visiting a lot of the children.
I have, yeah.
What are the hot items this year?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Okay, hot items. Well, it kind of depends on the sleigh right here. I was thinking about this.
Okay.
It kind of depends on the age, of course. But let me just hit some of the high points.
Okay.
So girls are asking for vanities.
Yes.
That's popular this year.
Natasha,
Vanities.
yes.
Yes.
Speaking my language.
Crowns. Tiaras.
Okay.
Crowns are popular this year.
Okay.
Boys are asking for drones.
Oh.
Nintendo Switches are popular
Yes.
again. Any video games? Pokemon.
Pokemon have come back.
So
I've been
popular.
hearing
It's a
this.
staple,
Kind
yes.
of blowing my mind. In the North Pole, we're just kind of, we can't believe it, but it's wonderful. What
You're
other-
just making lots of Pokemon cards
lots
again.
of Pokemon cards.
Wow.
Yeah. What
That's
other?
tricky.
Shoes. Air Jordans are popular
Oh,
for the older
yes.
kids, girls and boys. Ugg shoes.
Ooh.
Super
Yes.
popular.
Uggs
Yes.
are nice and cozy this time of year, Santa.
Yeah.
You should try some.
I should. Yeah.
You should get a pair of Uggs.
maybe for after Christmas.
Yeah,
So,
that would be a
okay.
nice cozy by the fire.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of what's popular and presents this year, I actually brought something special for each of you I'd like to share. Is that okay?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, let me.
See, we were on the nice list, Angela.
Oh yeah, this is how we know.
More nice
We'll see
than
what's
naughty.
in here,
More nice
right?
than naughty. Yes.
It
Yes.
could be bad.
Wonderful. Well, I can actually see. So Angie, this is for
Oh, my
you.
goodness.
Merry Christmas.
Angie,
Let's see here. All right.
I'm going to wait to open it with you,
I
ladies.
like the bag.
I love the bag. It's so
Yes.
nostalgic, Santa.
Wonderful. Natasha, this one's for you.
Oh, yay. Thank you, Santa.
You are so welcome.
It's not cold. I don't feel like.
Not this year.
Is this like eating? We wait for everybody to open their gifts.
Yes.
That's right.
I feel like we should.
Okay.
All right, Stacy, there is yours. All right, and
Stacy would like her
There
voice
we go.
back
Got
for
that right.
Christmas.
Okay,
A
Santa,
remedy for
here
that
it goes.
cold. Yes. Okay,
Perfect.
here we go,
Let's see.
ladies.
On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
You untying it?
Oh, I don't want to
Dun, 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 dun.
or appear so greedy, but we do live to open
Dun,
presents.
dun, dun.
Are you
Oh
Wow.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Do we like them?
Santa. Nice work.
Did you know
Oh,
Santa?
lovely.
That's my job.
Yay.
That's my job.
I could hold Pokemon cards in here.
Good.
Right?
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is fabulous.
Oh my goodness, this really is amazing. Your elves are
And they
awesome.
had great wrapping
Wow,
skills this year. I love the elf's
yes,
choice of paper
yes.
and bows. I mean, everything really
Super
came together.
nostalgic, right?
Yeah.
Super great.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm so happy.
So this should be
You
on
are happy.
everyone's list.
yes.
Yes?
Yes.
This is so cute.
This is fantastic.
You know I want to try and put it on already, but I won't.
What?
I want to try it on.
Oh, yes.
She wants to try it on, see if it fits. See if it fits.
Right?
maybe.
Well, I think this is a, one size fits most everybody. So there you go.
So this would be a good
little
gift
work.
to give
Yes.
for all.
Oh, these are lovely.
Okay,
Thank you
so-
so much.
You're welcome. You are
Does
so
yours snap like this?
Yes,
my
it does. That's why I wanted to try it on, but I will not. But look at that.
Cards, and then one on the top. I can
Secret
stick my
stash
phone.
right here.
Yeah.
These
That's
are all
where
the
you
rage in the North
love
Pole,
it.
just so you know. These are.
All the
This
rage.
is
Well, I
Oz
feel like
has
the-
one. There's some of the elves. This is.
And our phones can go right here. Well, Santa, thank you for being so kind to us. And you know
Yes.
what?
You are welcome.
We've
Yes.
got a little something for you,
Oh,
sir.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, we do.
This is exciting. Santa doesn't get presents very often. I'm usually
Right,
the one
with
just
your-
giving the presents. So.
With your face on it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Okay.
It's the best photo we could get of you.
Well, thank you. Okay. Can I dive in here?
I think
You
ladies?
should.
Oh my goodness.
This is so exciting. Giving Santa a gift.
Yeah. Well, first of oh my goodness, a studio chatter mug. This is perfect. Thank
right?
you,
Yeah,
thank
you have
For
to
all
have
the
that
hot
for your hot cocoa,
You
right?
just
Cookies.
need to make sure the elves don't steal it. So.
They could.
Oh, Crocs. Are these Santa Crocs? Goodness. Okay.
Right?
All right.
Wow.
They're the right color.
Oh my goodness. Are you?
Oh, yay. Well, when you're in the off season, you should
This is
really
what I'll
love
be
those,
wearing.
right?
This is for
There
your
you
summer
go.
vacation
They're the
for
perfect
after all
size.
the,
Right?
Yeah.
You take off those boots and you just slide those on, have some
Goodness,
cocoa.
Thank you so much.
You
everybody.
go to North Shore instead of the North Pole.
That's right. And I stay in a what? A hotel
That's a good
on the
one.
North Shore,
good one,
right?
There you go. Yes.
Thank you.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you have some more funny jokes?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'd
I'm gonna
love to
set
hear
this
one.
down. Yes.
Okay.
I've come ready.
Okay, let's hear
So,
one.
all right. So, what is the first thing the elves learn when they go to elf school?
Oh, we're puzzled.
I know. It's something called the alphabet.
See?
Okay.
That's what I'm
That's
talking
my
about.
warm up.
That's a
That's
good
my
one.
Santa
Yes,
warm up.
yes.
Okay. All right. So, what? This is a good one, but I want to just deliver it well. Okay. So, what do you call a snowman who has a six-pack stomach? A snowman that has a six-pack.
Frosty the Snowbird.
I don't know. You've got us.
Okay. You call it an abdominal snowman. Abdominal.
That was
There
a
you
good
go.
one.
That is a good one.
Okay, last one. Last one
Okay.
more. So, what is red and white, red and white, and red and white?
Candy cane.
Good guess. No.
But not red all over.
It's Santa rolling down a hill.
Well, we hope
Hopefully
that doesn't happen.
often, Santa.
It, does,
That'd be
it
horrible.
has happened.
Has it? Off the
I mean,
roof, down the
better-
hill?
It's happened, yes.
Yeah, better a hill than a roof, though.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Poor little guy.
Yeah.
Well,
I
these
know,
are
but I
all
recovered.
really great gifts.
Yes.
And we've talked about some of the hot items this year.
Okay.
What are maybe some items that we shouldn't be looking for or choosing? Like, what would be a bad choice?
Too much technology. I
Okay.
think kids are asking for so much technology. Apple Watch, iPhone, iPod. I just think too much is not the best.
Okay.
Moderation.
Moderation, yeah.
We're getting into a high-techy world, so it's really hard. It's like our jobs require that.
Yeah.
But yet you want to be present,
Yep.
right?
You do, and I think we kind of forget, we lose sight of the importance and value of being present and remembering what the season's all about, especially during Christmas time and giving and, you know.
I'm sure that you're getting the list and maybe even some
Yes.
spreadsheets, maybe even some PowerPoints of
I get it all, yeah.
all of the things that
Natasha,
I want.
did you bring a little special, some gifts, some throwback items?
I did bring some throwback items just so that we could, maybe talk about some of the, traditional gifts or maybe some things, maybe during our era. Barbie's hair is a mess, but was this on all of your lists?
Yes.
Yes, everybody
Multiple
wanted
years.
a Barbie. Yes.
And Skipper. I did like
Yes,
Skipper.
the whole family and the whole van.
The Ferrari.
What about a new age Barbie? Any asks for that? Still common?
A lot of asks for this. I'm so glad
Okay.
you brought it up. Isn't it amazing how some things just have this staying power? And Barbie is one of them. The Barbie bus, the girls want that. The Barbie.
Okay, yeah, like the dream house and then the bus.
dream house and then the
And the
RV.
camper, I know.
The camper.
Yes,
The
yep,
camper.
the
That's Slaughter
Skipper and her
Request.
camper. I've seen that before.
Yeah,
Well, and I
pink
think
camper
the movie probably made it very popular
I know.
this year as well. Probably Hot Wheels cars, they probably have staying power.
as well. Hot Wheels. Yep.
Okay.
Race tracks. A lot of requests this year for the Hot Wheels tracks.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's been interesting and wonderful. Yeah.
Well, this was also just a quick grab at the house, but I think I don't know if all of you had the Beanie Babies. I mean, we talked a lot also about Cabbage Patch Kids. I couldn't grab that one either, but this-
1982 Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yes,
is a hot
yes.
I remember my mom went down to Rite Aid to try and get one, and they went like that, Santa.
Yeah, Cabbage Patch Kids. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Fantastic times.
It's probably American Girl. Are there a lot of asks for American Girl
That
now?
may be number one this year.
Okay,
That
okay.
Maybe for young girls, and it is so popular. American Girl. It's
Okay, and then probably jumping to like the tween, the tween age.
The tween age?
All of the skincare items and the vanities and all of the things
I'm
like
surprised
that.
no one's been asking for a fridge in their room because I hear that.
Is that a hot item?
Has anyone
A
asked
mini
for a
fridge?
fridge in
This
their room?
evening, I met with someone who asked for that. An ice maker
An
in their
ice
room.
maker in their
Oh,
room.
I'm
She was
down.
about 10. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'd like a mini kitchen in my fridge.
Yeah, a little kitchen. So,
That'd be cute.
yeah. Could I hit a couple other going back in time best-selling Christmas toys?
Yes.
Can
Ooh,
I
I'd
add
love
to
that.
what we're
Yes, of
talking about?
course.
Okay, so Barbie in the
Yes.
50s, 1950s. Who remembers Game Boy? Oh, that was late 90s,
Yes,
late 80s.
yes.
Game
uh-huh.
Boys.
Pac-Man was on there.
Yes, yes. We talked about Cabbage Patch Kids early 1980s. That's popular in the North Pole. Furbies, late 80s.
Furbies, remember
Furbies.
that?
That kind of creeped me out, actually.
Yeah.
Do you remember the little trolls that had like their hair would stick up? They'd have like gems
course.
on their bellies.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember those?
And the Tickle Me Elmo year, we happened to get one of those.
I heard that Elmo's maybe making a comeback, like the
Really?
Tickle one.
I haven't heard, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
It was
Maybe
so
next
popular.
year.
Yes. Okay.
We'll get a
Start
yeah.
making some now, Santa.
Yes, yes. How about Tamagotchis? Anybody remember Tamagotchis?
Oh my gosh, those pets, I hated
Mid,
those.
late 90s Tamagotchis.
You gotta feed them and do the little things to
Yep.
them, remember? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My kids had those.
High maintenance.
Yeah,
Yes.
those were.
How about Bratz dolls?
Yes.
Early 2000s. Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably died down
Buzz
a bit.
Lightyear.
Yes.
Buzz.
Yeah. Mid 90s.
Yeah, I remember my son.
Take me back to the different times of the North Pole and the different requests and all the popular items. So
So I guess with the tiara and Wicked.
Yeah,
So everybody
yes.
wants to
Oh,
be
that's why,
Galinda.
yes.
Yep.
And the
You
Good
wanna be
Witch
a
and the Bad
pretty witch
and
or a
yes.
wicked witch?
Yes.
pink and green. Yes.
Oh,
It is
I love
pink and
that.
green everywhere.
Super fun.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have time for movies? Do you ever sit down and
On the
watch a
off
movie?
season, we catch a couple.
Okay.
Mrs. Claus and I and some of the elves. Yes.
Do you like
Very
to watch
fun.
Christmas flicks, or do you like?
I like them all. Yeah.
Oh, good.
The
That's
Christmas
nice.
flicks especially. Yeah.
I love Polar Express.
Polar Express is great. Elf is one of my favorites
It's so
yeah.
funny.
in the North Pole.
You'd be good at those jokes on
Oh,
Elf.
yeah.
Yeah, you could
Thank
deliver
you.
those.
You're so kind.
He
Santa,
loves sugar.
I want to know, how do you stay warm though? You're just all over the place.
I know.
How do you stay warm?
A little bit of Christmas magic and a little bit of luck and just staying on the move.
Okay.
Just, you
Keep
know,
that heart rate up, things going.
Yep.
So you visited some children recently?
Yes.
Have you been
Yes.
doing visits?
Been doing visits, couple thousand so far, actually.
gosh.
This year, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a highlight moment of any of those visits?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have a couple, but let me just share one. Thanks for asking. I love when I get to meet with special needs children. That is my absolute favorite. So, really hits my Santa heart in a special way when I get to work with them. But I also love. It was about 2 weeks ago. I was visiting. I forget the city, but I remember the family, and the father, young father, 32 years old, 3 little kids, and he was just diagnosed with a terminal illness. And another family had purchased a gift for them that they wanted me to give to him, and so they came to the sleigh where I was that evening, and I was able to gift. This young family, this vacation that this other family had given them to go on one last time, and it was really touching, to be a part of something so special, and it was, although sad, it was also neat to be able to bring some Christmas magic.
Yeah.
A little bit of light into their lives in such a dark time.
You bring up a good point about just the season and what it's really about. I mean, you do the toys and you visit the kids, but what a special thing to remember people who might be in need and those be part of that.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And you represent that. I feel like that's why people can connect you to those moments.
I hope so. That's what I do this for as Santa Claus. That's why I hope people keep that in mind to remember, what does Santa Claus represent? What does the gift giving represent? What should we all be doing? Who should we be, and just a little better. So I love that. That's why I do what I do.
The receiving is it feels so good, right? I love this so much, but the giving is really where the heart of Christmas
10
lies.
times better. Yeah.
And so you're so lucky to be able
That's
to
why
give
it's
and
my
give.
career. Yes,
Right?
thank you.
Right?
Yes.
The best career out there. We should all become Santa Claus, guys.
Do you still get maybe a tug on your beard sometimes to make sure that it's all real?
Sometimes I haven't this year. So,
Okay.
but on occasion, and I just say ouch, and then we're good. So, but I wanted to talk a little bit, just for a minute, if we can, about, since we kind of started getting into the topic of who is Santa Claus and what does why is this such a good thing for us, and especially for children, and just talk about just a couple things, imagination and creativity. Believing in Santa Claus brings that out. I love that. Joy and excitement, that's another one. Behavioral, incentive, that's one that's fantastic. How about family bonding?
Yeah.
Cultural engagement, understanding of giving, sense of wonder, social interaction. Is there anything else you'd like to add that when you think about Santa and Christmas that, why believing is so important?
Well, I think it just creates for kids this idea that anything is possible. If Santa is possible, if you are real, other things can be real and possible. And that's similar, I think, to like hope, when you think about something that you may not totally be able to see everything, but you can hope and envision something that is great, that's possible.
I love that.
I do too.
Perfectly put.
Well, I brought something to share. So my favorite story is, yes, there is there is a Santa Claus. And I think that this probably sums it up best, just the very last segment here. No, Santa Claus, thank God he lives, and he lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of a child.
It is.
Which really, I mean, that's the whole reason, the reason for the season.
All right, so I wanted to share just a couple of the funny things that children have asked me for this Christmas season. Any guesses?
I don't know, but
their
our
mom
friend
and dad
Hannah
would
might
stop
ask for her
fighting.
voice.
I
Her voice
know.
back. That's not funny though.
Oh, poor
I
Stacy
will-
tonight. She hasn't been
See-
quiet on purpose. She just
Maybe
has
some
no
maybe
voice.
some cough drops
Cough
in her
drops.
stocking, okay?
Yes,
No, tell us some
absolutely.
sad or some funny stories.
Oh, well, one little boy recently asked for, genuinely, very sincerely asked for olives.
What?
Like black olives?
Well, I didn't ask what kind. He just
Okay.
wanted olives to eat, and it was,
I love olives. I'm down.
yeah.
I could do that.
And right, and right when I thought that was the end of the food requests, another little boy, about 10 years old, asked me for pickles.
Oh,
What?
That's all he wants for
Okay.
Christmas. And then he proceeded to show me his pickle socks.
okay.
Okay, so
Really?
you really
Really
love that.
love
Or
Green
was it
pickles.
just a
outfit.
joke?
And then I connected all of the dots
Okay.
of, okay, he
He's-
Did
truly
you ask
loves
him
pickles.
sweet or dill?
And this is what I
This
should
is
have done.
important, Santa.
That threw Santa
Sweet or
off.
dill?
I need to get
He was
better at being
nervous.
frost.
Yeah.
Sweet or dill or yeah.
Really?
Gherkin?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Which brand?
I like the bread and butter pickles
Bread
too.
and
Those
butter.
are very good.
Oh, so do I. So anyway, always funny things though.
Oh,
I love
Kids
the
are the
children's
best.
requests. They are. They are just so full of love and happiness and excitement, and Christmas brings out the best in all of us. In all of us. And so as I get to meet with everyone, it's just an absolute dream to just see how happy people are during this time of year. And I'm lucky. I feel lucky to.
2 more things
Okay.
then, and then we know that
boy.
you're a busy guy.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
have any of the children asked you for a skibbity toilet?
Skip it. No, not yet.
I don't even know what that is.
Is that coming?
Yeah, that's definitely a
It's a
signature.
game. It's a YouTube show thing.
Okay.
Okay.
I have heard of it.
And
I am
this-
not.
Weird.
Santa, get ready.
I'll
Number
get ready.
2,
Thanks for the heads up.
we've been admiring your new bling this year. So
thank
tell us
you.
all
Yes.
about it.
Yes, this is the official Santa Claus ring.
Okay.
Make sure you've all seen it.
It's gorgeous, Santa.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It goes on this finger, this right ring finger. And this is, I've learned, Mrs. Claus said, Santa, if you want to be official as Santa Claus, this is the next step. This is what,
Okay,
this is
so
what you
a
need.
gift from the missus.
Gift from
Love
Mrs.
it.
Claus.
You put on the ring.
And you summon the reindeer
I've never
and you do
had
your
one.
thing.
And this is what it really does. Yeah, is it summons the reindeer better. It brings the elves to either they work more efficiently and they're just happier. It's amazing the power this ring holds. I'm new. This is new to me. I'm learning all about it this year.
I'm
Wow,
surprised
it's
it doesn't
magnetic.
shoot lasers.
Maybe in
I
the
know.
future it will.
It will.
Maybe.
Maybe in a couple years, have her get the laser shooter ring.
Yeah, good idea.
It's
I've
gorgeous.
yet to tap into the full potential of this ring, so we'll see.
There you go.
I'll report back next year.
That's
How
exciting.
does that sound?
Yes.
Well, thank you for making time with us. We love the gifts. We love when
Yeah,
you visit
thank you
with
for
us.
letting me just stop in for a minute, making time for me. Before I go, I'd like to hear you all, except for Stacy, do one thing, and that is hear your best ho 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 Merry Christmas.
Okay, let's do it.
And I'll do it with you.
Okay,
On
ready?
the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!